Welcome to the Pistons Fanatic. I'm your host, Dave Dalton, and I'm excited to share my passion and perspective of our Detroit Pistons as we go on this fantastic voyage together. I've been a diehard Piston fan since the days of Dave Bing and Bob Lanier. I've also been the varsity basketball coach of a very successful program in northern Michigan. I want to thank all of you so much for listening. Please tell a friend, subscribe, click on the thumbs up button. We did it again. Our guys beat the Pacers 127-110 to move our record to 12-2, number one in the East. Our 10th win in a row, the most since 2008 or something. You know, I was a little bit nervous about this game because things just happen in the NBA. Teams beat teams that shouldn't beat teams. But I was really nervous because I saw that Benedict Mathurin was coming back, and they have Pascal Siakam, and they have Nembhard, and they have TJ. They have some good players. And so I was just nervous, about this game. And it didn't look like we were going to blow them out. And we were way ahead. We were with a minute 20 left. We were like 25 points ahead. And then they go on a 16-2 run and cut it to like 8 points. And Mathurin hits like 3 threes in a row. And those are the only 3 threes he made. But, he can get hot like that. He is, and he's got a big mouth, and he was running it, but, it was a little bit nerve-wracking for us because there was plenty of time left when we were only up by 8. And so, but we responded. Daniss, Jenkins, hit huge buckets. Scored a bunch of his points were in the fourth quarter. 13 of his 26 points, half of his points were in the fourth quarter. So he's, just come up huge for us. But the man-child, Duren, Jalen Duren, he had the first time since Dwight Howard that somebody scored over 30 points and had over 15 rebounds and shot over 90%. So he's incredible, and he has just had an unbelievable year. It's his first game back after being out for a while, and he made 12 out of 13 shots. 7 for 11 from the line. I know he wasn't happy about that, but boy, he made his usual dunks where they alley-oop it way up above the rim and he hammers it. He did it once. Daniss lobbed it up to him, and he went way up high, and he hammered it right down Mathurin's throat and knocked him on his butt, and it was an and one. So that was one of my favorite plays of the game. But the other favorite play, he gets it out beyond the free throw line. He goes behind his back, between his legs, and does a little step back jumper and nails it. So, if he could do that, they can't guard him. I will say this. The referees respect him. He's getting respect. He's getting a lot of fouls. They are fouling him, but he used to not get any respect. And they're even watching, other teams are working so hard to keep him off the offensive boards that they're just grabbing him and pushing him. So he's getting a lot. He had 5 offensive rebounds tonight. But, yeah, every win's big. Every win's big. They count at the end. And so it's nice that we got this lead. We got to turn around tonight and fly to Atlanta and play the Hawks. And so it's really questionable. So this is, I thought, are they saving Cade to play against the Hawks and letting him rest one more day? But then the problem is it doesn't hardly make sense because we have 3 days off after tomorrow. We don't play again until Saturday against the Bucks. And so, what do? You just let them have the 3 more days. And I am concerned. I don't know if you've ever thought about Tobias. Tobias has been out so long. He's been out at least since November 10th. And so, even if he does come back, how long is it going to take for him to ramp up? And so that's, makes me wonder. But obviously we're doing okay without him. We're playing Stu and Duren together. And, we're playing great defense. Everybody's fighting hard and battling hard. And so it was, like I said, it was a great win for us. We're second in the NBA going into tonight. This was before tonight. We were second in defense, first in steals and blocks, and best rim protector. And Stu showed up and showed out that today. Cade is getting a signature shoe from Nike. So he's already signed with Nike, but now he's getting the shoe. only 6 active players in the NBA have a signature shoe. So he has just really elevated the status, deservedly so. He's caught the imagination of, the whole country. Everybody says, everybody's talking about him on all the shows. Big Perk does this big list, not anybody else's list, just Big Perk's list. So he does this big list for MVP. And number 1 he had was Shea. Number 2 he had the Joker. Number 4 he had Giannis. Number 5 he had Luka. Number 3, Cade Cunningham was on, and all the people that were there were a little bit surprised, and then they said, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." That Cade was 3rd on the list for MVP. So, and he hasn't even been playing. We're still winning. So, it's been a lot of fun watching all these guys. Again, we had a lot of guys fight in battle and did do really well again tonight. Mathurin had, like I said, he had 3 threes in a row, and Siakam had 29 points, shot a lot of free throws. Mathurin missed 6 free throws, so he choked a little bit there. But Ron looked a little more comfortable tonight. He's still not quite himself. He played 30 minutes, and he's 3 for 6. He used to go 3 for 6 when he played like 15 minutes, but he was 1 for 2 on threes. He had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, so 7 points. Stu only played 20 minutes and fouled out, so he's got to cut back his fouls. You are going to get fouls when you challenge people at the rim, I know that, but he elbowed a guy in the head again tonight, and he just can't do that. You just can't do those fouls, Stu, because you're a marked man. You're a marked man. You just got to watch where those elbows are going, and everybody's going to be trying to bait you, and they're going to get you. They could have ejected him based on his track record, and so he's just got to foul less. But he was 3 for 7, 2 for 5 on threes. I like the way he's letting the 3 ball fly. 2 for 2 on free throws. He only had 2 rebounds, 5 blocks, and he had 1 possession when the game got tight. When they cut it to 8, the Pacers come down, and he blocks one big guy, and he wasn't even exactly in the play. He really reacted and came out of nowhere, blocked it, turned around, spun around right away, blocked another shot right away. He made other guys miss shots. When you block shots, you don't. When you try to block shots, you can make people change shots even if you don't actually touch the ball, and he's doing that. But yeah, Duren did all that stuff in only 28 minutes. His 12 for 13, 7 for 11 from the line. He had 5 offensive rebounds, 3 assists, plus 20. And Duncan Robinson played 34 minutes, shot poorly, 4 for 12 from the field, 3 for 11 on threes. He was so hot last game. 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and he had 5 assists, which is awesome. 13 points. Daniss Jenkins. So is Daniss, you earned yourself some money. So see, Daniss, if the playoffs started today, Daniss couldn't play. Two-way guys cannot play in the playoffs. So Daniss, we have to sign him to a full contract, full guaranteed contract. And so obviously we're going to do that, but we'll see when, hopefully sooner than later, just to help him, reward him. He's a confident young man. He's a nasty dog. He got into their heads again tonight. Him and Nembhard went after it a little bit. But he was 11 for 21, only 1 for 5 on threes. He made this tough baseline jumpers he makes, and one of them hit the rim and flew way up, but he made a lot of big drives to the basket. He doesn't seem that tall out there. And again, he made 13 points in the 4th. And when they were making their comeback and cut it short, then he made about 3 buckets in a row, it seemed like. He had 8 assists, which is awesome, 1 steal, 4 turnovers, 26 points, but he was plus 23. So he had the highest plus minus. He was plus 23. Duren was plus 20. So B-Ball Paul, my guy, I don't know. Like I said, I have no explanation why he does what he does and gets to play 13 minutes. 13 minutes. 2 for 3, 3 for 4 on free throws, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and 7 points. 13 minutes. There has to be a way he can play more. So JaVonte Green, You're the man. He is awesome tonight. He played awesome tonight. Tonight was, I feel, it was his best game by far. Everybody calls him Woo, and he's been on other teams. He's been around for a long time, quite a long time. I don't know if it's been around 7 or 8 years. And I heard one of his former teammates on NBA TV talking about him, and he was just calling him Woo because everybody sees he does stuff on the court, and everybody just goes Woo. So I think that's an awesome nickname, and he deserves it. 27 minutes, 7 for 11. So he's been shooting only 40%, and so that was really awesome. Only 1 for 4 on threes, and I was sure when at one point he made 2 threes in a row. So he must have stepped on the line, or they got the stats wrong. But it seemed like it. But he was 5 for 5 from the line, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. He got 5 fouls. He's physical and aggressive, but he had 20 points. LeVert. Sometimes he dribbles too much. Sometimes he tries to mess around with the ball too much, it seems like, but he still played good. And I don't know. If I would wonder about myself if I were him. All these other guys are playing all these minutes. He only played 17 minutes, and that's about what he's been playing. But maybe he was injured, and maybe they're trying to be careful with him. But he had 17 minutes, 4 for 8, 0 for 3 on threes. He was on fire from 3 last game, but he didn't make one tonight. 0 for 1 from the free throw line, but 5 rebounds in 17 minutes and 8 assists. And so he can dish it. He can create shots for other people. Sometimes I think he tries to force penetration sometimes when it's not there, but when he does draw people, he can find the open man. He had 3 turnovers, which isn't bad when you have 5 assists. He had 8 points. Chaz Lanier, I still can't wait for him to have that one game where he makes 4 out of 5. He played 18 minutes. And, I think it's cool that JB's consistently giving him minutes. So he, at some point, will be ready. He feels part of it, and he gets shots. He's open. In 18 minutes, he got three threes. He got up, but he only made one of them. 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Wendell Moore played 15 minutes. He was 0 for 2. And Isaac Jones, the guy that we picked up. So somebody's got, for us to get Daniss a guaranteed contract, someone's got to get cut loose. So it'll be interesting to see who ends up getting cut. So yeah, we got to go fly to Atlanta. They're resting. They played yesterday, but not today. But the Hawks are on fire. The Hawks have been tearing up. They're 9-5, but they just swept. They just won a 4-game road trip. They went out west. They didn't play top teams, but Sunday they were behind by 22 points with 9 minutes left, and they beat the Suns. And the Suns have been winning games. The Suns have been another big surprise in the league, but they are dangerous. And they're going to be fascinating. Trae Young is going to be out for a while longer, and we got to play him twice. We got to play him tomorrow night, and then we got to play him. We play him again December 1st. I know I'm going to be at that game, and so it's going to be interesting. Jalen Johnson had one of the most amazing. He had 31 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists, and 7 steals. I mean, I'm not sure if that's exactly right, but it was one of the best stat lines ever. But yeah, another fun one. We're on a roll, and like I said, these games, stacking these games matter. It matters, at the end of the year. We're bound to have a slump here or there, but hopefully we get Cade back. Hopefully Asar comes back. I hope Asar comes back by Saturday. Maybe Cade will play tomorrow. Who knows? But I'm sure they're going to err on the side of caution. But thank you for listening. This is fun. You guys first 20 years I was a Piston fan, they weren't any good. So, and we had a long dry spell. We had a 15-year dry spell just recently until last year. So you take it when you can get it, and you just smile. So, yeah, be the reason that somebody smiles, and go Pistons.